Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. I'm really excited to be here with the Dean Support Services because we're going to be making something really awesome today. We're going to be making a chickpea curry, or like some of you might know, it's called the chana masala in some areas of the world. Now, I know everybody makes it in their own way, and that's totally fine, but today I really wanted to stress some of those main components that we talked about earlier. Those would be the ways in which you could make a recipe super healthy, but also really tasty at the same time, because nobody wants to be having a recipe or a dish at home that really doesn't taste very good, but is supposedly very good for you. So let's get started, and you guys can learn a little bit about how I like to make chickpea curry at home. So what I like to do is I like to start off with my spices. I think that spices are extremely important, and so what I like to use in particular are usually bay leaves. I like to use about 1 bay leaf, and then I also like to use about a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now, I don't know what part of the world you're from, but I'm from East Africa, and we are obsessed with cumin. We call it cumin, and we add it to everything. And the beautiful thing about spices is that they really don't have very much nutritional value. So if you're worried about chronic disease, if you're worried about maintaining certain, blood sugar levels or bad cholesterol levels, you don't have to worry about spice. So spice only enhances a dish. It doesn't really do very much else other than that. So go ahead and add whatever spices you like. I personally like to go ahead and add it to a bit of canola oil in my Instant Pot, which I'm going to show you guys afterwards. But let me just go do a bit of a run through the rest of my ingredients, because I really want you guys to make sure that you have everything at home as well. I'm going to be using a full onion today. And again, this is going to be a dish that some of you are familiar with, but is going to need to have a huge punch of flavor. Our next ingredient is going to be one that I was telling some of my friends earlier is an important and integral part of almost all savory dishes. It is onion. I love working with onion. I find that using a food processor, or for those of you who are really good choppers and cutters, trying to make sure that it gets really fine and really small pieces so it's diced very well is really important. Again, even though onion is a vegetable, it's more or less something that you add into your recipes for flavor. So I'm going to be using a full onion today, because honestly, I don't think that curries are, pretty great without onion. So that's a really important part of this recipe. I also have 2 other things that I'm sure quite a few of you have at home. Some of you don't have the commercial one that you can get from the grocery store, but again, everyone's different. I'm using garlic paste today. So if you are the kind of person who thinks that this is blasphemous like my mom, go ahead and use actual garlic, use actual ton, and what you can try to do is get your cutting board and really crush the garlic. So for those of you that are, again, used to using knives, crush the garlic very well and try to dice it as small and as fine as you can. Or if you're like me, and sometimes you get lazy, you get tired, it's great to just use some garlic paste. So I'm going to be using about a tablespoon of that. And it's a similar story, unfortunately or fortunately, when it comes to the ginger. I really like using ginger paste. Typically speaking, if I have the time to make a really elaborate recipe, I'll use actual ginger and actual garlic. But this is supposed to be a bit more of a simpler chana masala. It's supposed to be a simpler curry. So if you can use actual ginger, it's probably going to translate to be about this part of your finger, not a full finger of ginger, but just a little bit, about, I would say, something like ½ an inch of ginger. Or if you're using the paste, you can use 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to be using that today. And if you guys can smell the ingredients today, they smell really nice. I can't wait to get started. But we have a few more ingredients left, so bismillah. We also have about 400 milliliters of crushed or diced tomatoes. So I love to work with crushed tomatoes, but sometimes you want something that looks a little bit more like the real thing, and that's totally fine. So you're probably noticing so far that I haven't used butter. I haven't used things that are often usually really fried. So for example, I have a friend who loves to use pre-fried onions in her recipes, and then she uses oil in the recipe and then adds more fried onions. Personally, I think that while the flavor might be super enhanced, you can make certain tweaks and certain changes in your recipe to make it a lot more healthier. So this is one that doesn't really impact the health of your recipe. Using canned, crushed, or tomatoes that have already been diced and packaged for you doesn't have an effect on health. It doesn't have any added sodium or salt that can affect your blood pressure. And the wonderful thing about it is that when you don't have time, when you have a family to think about, when you have school to think about, or when you just don't really want to be spending like 30 minutes plus in the kitchen, it's great to use canned tomatoes. I'm going to be doing that today, 400 milliliters. I'm also going to be using some tomato paste. And again, some people think that's blasphemous, but personally in my family, I find that it really causes your dish to have a really more of a tomato punch. So personally, whenever I make a curry, I love the fact that the tomato paste and the tomato flavor comes through so much more when you use something like this. So I'm going to be using about 2 tablespoons today, and I find that it's going to have a huge positive effect on my dish. I'm also going to be using a bunch of spices today, and so this is where you can really just do whatever you want. Everybody is different. So I'm going to be using a little bit of garam masala, about a teaspoon. I'm also going to be using some turmeric, about a teaspoon of that, and then I'm going to be using about a teaspoon of my chili powder. But remember, everybody's different, every family's different, and pretty much I would say a lot of different corners of the globe make their own version of a chickpea curry. So use whatever cultural spices you're used to, and don't be afraid to experiment and use a bunch of other stuff. Now, so far, we've talked about things that bring flavor, and in the instance of the tomatoes, we've talked about something that really adds a lot of substance and a lot of shape, or kind of like that fluid texture that you're used to when you have a masala. But now we're going to talk about something that I'm adding purely for the health purpose, and that is, of course, the chickpeas. So chickpeas, of course, are a huge and main component of chickpea curry, but what I really love about them as well is that they're a really nice substitute to having meat all the time. There's nothing wrong with having meat. Of course, we know it's halal and it's something that has a lot of benefit, but if you're trying to watch your cholesterol levels, if you're trying to really make sure that you're making healthier choices and treating your body like an amana, it's great to try to incorporate things that are not always, beef, mutton, and lamb all the time. So red meat, while really tasty, is something that generally speaking you should be having at the maximum a few times a week. The rest of the week, try to gravitate towards your plant-based proteins like chickpeas, lentils, and beans, as well as your leaner meats. We're thinking things like fish as well as chicken breast. So alhamdulillah, we have a lot of recipes to come that will incorporate things like that, but we're gonna start off with some chickpeas today. So I want you guys to take a little bit of time and think about what you really love about chickpeas. People have different things that they like about it. For example, it's usually the flavor, it's the texture, but what I really like about it is that it has a lot of fiber. I think that chickpeas are an amazing source of fiber, and that can really help your blood sugars, or even if you're worried about your cholesterol levels, fiber can do a really amazing job with that. And so, of course, does protein. So when you have dishes that are a good source of protein, it really helps with that too. So we're gonna be adding some chickpeas today. Additionally, we're gonna be working with some vegetable stock. So I'm gonna show you the type that we got today. We got some vegetable broth that says no salt added. And again, salt is an extremely important part of a recipe. We're probably going to throw a pinch of salt into here today, maybe upwards to about a teaspoon. But when you're working with vegetable broth, and it's not vegetable broth that you and your family have made at home, you really need to be mindful of the salt and sodium content. So today, we're trying to focus on making things, of course, really healthy and trying to make healthier choices. But when you're working with vegetable broth and it has a ton of sodium or salt in there, be mindful of the effects that it can have on your cardiovascular health. So we're worried about, your blood pressure going up. We're worried about, the higher risk of developing certain heart diseases. And so it's always best to try to make those small changes. And you know what? Between you and me, it's It's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. So I encourage you to go slow, to go step by step, and really try to make sure that you're making at least one change a week. It doesn't have to be super significant, but it could be something as small as using no salt added vegetable broth. So I'm gonna be using about a cup of that today. Now, if you have any questions about healthy eating, or if you ever want to make certain changes in your recipes and things like that, don't be afraid to go online and sort of Google ways to make your recipes healthy, because I can assure you the recipes and the foods that you eat at home are not technically unhealthy. People like to say that about cultural foods, but that's not the case at all. There's always ways to try to make improvements, and the foods that you and your family eat are not without hope. You can always make certain changes. So I think it's time for us to get started. I'm gonna go over and get some of my canola oil today. And the reason I'm using canola oil instead of something like olive oil or even ghee is because, one, canola oil is a really great source of omega-3 fatty acids. But even though that's very similar to olive oil in the sense that it's really good for your cardiovascular health, it's good for your heart, it's good to lower your cholesterol levels, it's also really great when you're working with higher temperatures. So in today's recipe, we're of course using our lovely Instant Pot. And when you're using an Instant Pot and putting it on the sauté mode, like I'm going to be doing today, you really need to make sure that you're using ingredients that can handle that high heat. Unfortunately, with olive oil, it can't really do that. Butter and ghee, of course, are infamous. They can handle super high heats. But again, we're gravitating more towards those healthier fats, those fats that are going to help your cardiovascular health. So I'm gonna get some canola oil. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon today. And after doing that, I'm gonna really show you guys the way that I'm gonna be using the Instant Pot to make this recipe really, really easy. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added in my tablespoon of canola oil, and I'm now going to work with primarily my solid or whole spices. So the reason for that is because when you have something like this, which is a huge bay leaf, you know for a fact that it's going to take time for those flavors to really seep out of the leaf. When you're working with powders, there's a little bit of leeway. You don't have to add it right at the beginning, although to be honest with you, most people will say you should, but I like to work with primarily my whole spices first, which would be my bay leaf and about a teaspoon of my cumin seeds. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the onion. You wanna work with the things that take time first, and then go ahead and work with the easier ingredients. So before I even put this in there, I have to put this on first. So let me find my saute button, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th button on the left side from the top. So again, take your finger, go to the top left of the computer screen on the Instant Pot, and then go down to the last possible button on the left, which is the 6th button, and that says Sauté. So click on Sauté, and it usually takes a little bit of time to sort of turn on. That's not your fault, and it's not mine, I hope, but it takes a little bit of time to turn on. And once that starts, you're gonna hear a little bit of a beep. The oil is going to heat up. I like to personally wait about a minute to make sure that the oil is really heated up and it's at a temperature where I know for a fact that the ingredients and the solid spices are not just going to be kind of floating on top. They're instead going to have their flavor really come out and shine in it. So why don't you come over and take a look and see how I know that I have enough oil in this pot, because that's a really important question. So whenever I work with canola oil, or whenever I have a recipe from a family member, they always tell me, you know, get enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan. And that's actually true, but that doesn't mean you have to really even need to add more than a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half, sorry. That's the beauty of oil, and that's the beauty of fats in general. You might not think that it's gonna be enough, but it actually will be. It just takes time for it to kind of like expand and go to every corner of the pot. You might actually sometimes need to give it a little bit of help as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the two sides of the Instant Pot. Luckily, there are two handles already available for you, so you don't hurt yourself. And I'm just going to oscillate it to the left and kind of move it over to the right as well. And that kind of helps the oil do its thing. And luckily, that little amount of oil is doing a really good job. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. And I'm starting to notice, luckily, that there aren't any blank spots in the pan. And I can go ahead and start adding in my ingredients. So I'm going to put in my singular 1 bay leaf, and I'm also going to put in about a teaspoon of my cumin seeds. And you're probably noticing that I'm not using a measuring spoon for this bit, and that's because, while of course I think a lot of us have that like intuition about how much to add in, again, it's a whole spice, right? So when you have whole spices, you don't have to be too I guess, specific with the amounts that you're adding. If you really want to make sure, you can always use a measuring spoon. The measuring spoons can really help with that as well. I can already start to hear the oil crickling and crackling and helping that bay leaf and the cumin seed move along. So what I can also try to do to help with that is use a spoon. I like to work with wooden spoons. I don't know why, it's just something that I've always done my whole life, and I find that it really makes the cooking experience seem very authentic. It kind of relates to, I'm sure, the way that my ancestors and my family members always used to cook back home. So I'm just going to use my wooden spoon like this and move all of my seeds around. Again, alhamdulillah, we do have some oil here, so I don't expect anything to stick to the bottom of the pan. But when you have those bad experiences, looking back on your life, you don't want it to happen again, right? So I think I'm just doing this out of fear more than anything else. And I'm just gonna move it around for a little bit. It's gonna take about a minute or so. And then once I'm really happy and I start to, for those of you who are able to see the change in the color of the oil, once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and add in my onions. If that's not the case, use your nose. Try to smell. So when you start to smell the flavor intensify, not burn, but intensify, it's time for you to add in your onions. I'm just gonna keep moving it around. And if you wanna take a closer look and see exactly what that looks like, come on in and see the color change. So the cumin seeds at first, of course, look like this. They're more green. They have a lovely color, but then over time, the color changes. It doesn't burn, but it changes. It turns a little bit darker. Same with the bay leaf. Look at that. The bay leaf used to be a lovely bright green, and even though, you know, green is a nice color, it's turning into another nice color. It is a darker brown. It's time for us to add in our onions. It's time for us to add in our onions. And I'm going to add it in slowly because even though I've put the pressure cook saute option on not high, somewhere around the low medium range, I just know for a fact that sometimes the oil can splatter, things can kind of get into your face. And so I'm just going to be very slow and very careful with everything. The last thing I want is to be injured on the job. So I'm going to be very careful here. Add it all in, and if you're brave, which my mother is, she'll always put a little bit of water inside the container, swishing around like this to make sure she's getting every single piece of onion. MashaAllah, it's always good to not waste food, so I think I'm gonna do that. Just gonna add a little bit here. Again, it's bravery at this point because we have some oil in there, so be very careful. Add it in very carefully like this, not too much. Again, just about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of water, sorry. And now I think it's really coming together. The pan is calming down because of course we've added in the onion. And again, onions and vegetables and fruits, all of these things are not just amazing because of the flavors that they give. They're also amazing because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them in a really cool way. They have so many vitamins, so many minerals, but they also have water. Water is something that you can find in almost every single food item and almost every single food group. And that's the beauty of working with onions. The water that's in there allows for your pot to kind of calm down, and it also allows for things to cook really slowly and nicely. The flavor gets to develop. What I really also like about working with onions and what we're trying to achieve today is we're trying to leave it on for about 5 minutes or so that we can get some caramelization. That's a huge word, but what that really just means is that the color of the onions becomes darker because it's getting sweeter. I love caramel. I don't have it all the time because I don't want to get chronic disease, but the really good thing about onions is that they actually develop a really nice sweet flavor once you allow for the natural sugars inside to heat up, just like regular sugar, and get really nice and sweet. So I'm just gonna keep going for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're gonna move on to our next step. Okay, so about 5 minutes have passed. again, it goes from being the regular onion color that you're used to, just a little bit yellow, a little bit greenish, and mostly white, to translucent, which means really clear. And then all of a sudden, you start to smell this really nice, sweet, oniony smell, and the color has become more brown, which is really awesome. It's time for us to move on to adding in a bit more of our flavors. So I'm gonna get about a tablespoon of our garlic paste. If you're working with actual garlic, again, you can work with about 3 cloves. 3 cloves is, I think, a really good estimate for about a tablespoon of garlic paste. But remember, everyone's different. For example, my mom would laugh at me if I said I'm gonna be adding in only a tablespoon of garlic paste. She likes to add in a lot more, and that's totally fine as well. That's the beauty of cooking and getting things cooked at home as opposed to buying from outside, is you can do pretty much whatever you want, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna be adding a tablespoon of my ginger paste as well. And the good thing about these pastes is, again, their water content, their fluid content. If you don't have the luxury of being able to work really fast, there's no problem. A lot of these ingredients have a high moisture content, so things won't burn, but always keep a little container or a little bowl handy to fill up with water if you're ever worried that things are gonna be sticking to the pan. So I'm gonna do that right now. Just a tiny little bit, and when I add it in, and you'll start to see that things are slowly going to calm down and nothing is going to stick to the bottom of the pan. So this is a recipe that, even though overall it's really fast, it really does require a little bit of patience at the beginning. It's up to you if you want to do that. Not everybody has, again, the luxury of time or the luxury of being able to wait a little bit, but I love to allow for things to incorporate, kind of be a little bit of a busybody, use my wooden spoon and kind of just move things around. I don't want any corner of the dish to have different flavors or more intense colors or tastes than others. So I'm just gonna keep moving around like this, and then we can move on after, I should say, a few more seconds to the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so we have allowed for our ingredients to kind of simmer and integrate, and it's all very beautiful. And we're gonna move on to the red stuff. So I'm gonna be adding in about 2 tablespoons of our tomato paste. And I'm not gonna lie, it might end up being a little bit more than that. I'm personally very obsessed with tomato paste. I think it's a wonderful creation. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's really just concentrated, very concentrated tomatoes. So I'm just gonna move it around like this. And again, things are gonna get messy because this is what cooking is. Cooking is not supposed to be this very pristine art. It's actually going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of cleaning, and things are always going to get a little bit messy. That's part of life. Okay, so I've gone ahead and incorporated our tomato paste. And now I'm gonna work on incorporating our crushed, diced, or even for those of you who are using actual chopped up tomatoes into our recipe as well. So remember, whenever you're working with tomatoes, tomatoes are actually a fruit. And because they're actually a fruit, they have even more moisture and even more water than vegetables. So there's gonna be some splatter. Be careful to add it in very carefully. So I'm just going to very carefully add it in like this. And you guys should come over and see this. The color is exquisite. It's this really nice red. And if you are not working with crushed tomatoes and you're instead working with diced tomatoes or chopped tomatoes, I've seen people even work with like a whole tomato that they've really just cut a few times. The beautiful thing, again, about working with fruits like tomato, again, it's a fruit, don't fight me, it's really going to come down and really, really become a nice, almost like a paste. It's going to become a liquid. All of the outside skin that you're seeing now, don't worry, it's going to really boil down and cook down. Okay, so now that we've done that, again, I can hear that my Instant Pot is calming down because we added in all that moisture. I'm going to get ready to add in the rest of our ingredients now. So we're going to be adding in our spices. Remember, you can add in your spices whenever you'd like. It doesn't have to be right now. It can even be a little bit earlier too, as long as it's right before you start to put the lid on your Instant Pot and switch it over to our other functions, our bean and chili mode. That's the beautiful thing about working with an Instant Pot. I want to show you what button that is over here. Yep, it's the third from the top on the left. It says bean chili. Right after we add everything else in here, we're going to add that in as well. It's a very, really amazing function to use and it comes in handy. So I'm gonna add in our chickpeas. Again, it's a lot of chickpeas. We have about 2 cans here today. So we're gonna be very careful and pour it in there like this. Oh, it looks so good. And we're going to try our best to coat the chickpeas fully with our lovely and very fragrant mixture. And as you can probably tell, that's not enough mixture. Well, that's where the vegetable stock comes in handy. If you don't purchase a vegetable stock like this, that's totally fine. I'm sure you can find those little cubes that a lot of us are used to using. Just try to find ones that say low sodium or no salt added, because that's gonna be a lot more helpful and healthy. There you go. Perfect. So at this point, it's very liquidy. But again, that's the beauty of cooking. When you have high heat, or you have any heat source actually, underneath your pot, a lot of the water is going to evaporate and you're going to be left with a really nice thick sauce along with your chickpeas. Okay, alhamdulillah, I think things are looking really good. Let me just give that a little bit of a whack. And I'm going to get the top of my Instant Pot, the cover on this as well. So what I like to do, I like to place it on very lightly like this at first. And the saute option does not work when you have the lid on. So luckily we're turning that off because we're not sauteing anymore. Sauteing is something that you do, of course, without a lid on something, and you're really just trying to work usually with a pan or a pot to get things to incorporate really well. We're now gonna move on to the bean chili option. So this is where you're gonna really be putting your Instant Pot to work. So I'm going to close the lid like that. And for those of you who haven't used it before, I'm gonna show it to you one more time because it can be really hard to use at first. We're gonna get our lid and we're going to try to identify the part of the lid that has a really large edge, okay? So remember how we were touching the lid before and we had those 2 sides like this that you can use on either side. So it's kind of like a steering wheel, but there are 2 sides that come out like that on the left and on the right. They should be equally spaced from each other. At the very top or the bottom, depending on how you're holding it, you're going to see this large portion over here. That portion is what's going to allow for the Instant Pot to lock, okay? So hold it, place it on the same parts of the Instant Pot over here like this. So your pot also has 2 handles too. So you're gonna try to align the 2 handles together, okay? And you're going to lock the Instant Pot, all right? So this is how it locks. Now we're going to put it over on the bean chili option and we're gonna let it do its thing for about 10 minutes or so. So you can either use your finger, touch the button that is closest to the 4th button on the far left. So we're gonna do this together. On the top left part of your Instant Pot, you have a bunch of different buttons. So go down from the 1st to the 2nd to the 3rd. That is gonna be your bean chili option. Press that first. Then we're gonna go down to the 4th, and then we're going to go right directly to the right. That is going to be your down or minus option. So you can put it down to 10 minutes as opposed to the preset 30. Or if you're like me and you would rather just work on your own house or kitchen timer, you can do that. So put on your bean chili mode on the Instant Pot and then just put a timer for 10 minutes on your phone, and eventually you're going to see that it's going to start to work and the pressure is going to build. So that is exactly how an Instant Pot works. It works with pressure. Things are going to take time, a lot less time actually than it would if you were to make it at home over a stovetop or in a pot on your stove. So we're gonna leave it for 10 minutes. We're gonna release the pressure and I'm gonna show you what all of that looks like. Okay, alhamdulillah, so our 10 minutes are completely done. And I'm not gonna lie, we kind of went a little bit over. Sometimes it's nice to, let things marinate and let the flavors come together. So it's totally fine if you go over a little bit more. The Instant Pot though will turn off after 10 minutes if you had set the timer for 10. If you had used your phone timer and it's been 12 or 13 minutes, that should be okay as well. Just don't let it go way over that. So what I'm gonna do now is really show you guys how the pressure release function works. So at the very top of your Instant Pot, And I would really encourage you to sort of come at it with maybe your wooden spoon, or like I have over here, my ladle. I'm going to use my ladle end to identify the part on the top of the Instant Pot that really looks like a knob. It's a black knob. And what it does is it acts like the stopper and releaser of the pressure and the steam. So what I did earlier off camera is I kind of just tapped it like this. And once you tap it, again, from a distance, maybe even use your ladle tip, from a distance, you'll start to see that a lot of the steam and the pressure will start to be released. And that's normal and that's fine, because that's how everything was cooking earlier. It really needs to have as much pressure and as much steam as possible for everything to cook, because the last thing we want is a recipe where nothing is actually cooked properly. That's the beauty of an Instant Pot. It does all of that, but super fast. So wait for about 5 to 10 minutes. Allow for all of the pressure and the steam to be released. Make sure you keep a safe distance. Don't ever put your face on top of the Instant Pot looking around for what to touch. Please don't do that. That is a huge mistake. You might end up getting burned. This is a really severely hot propelling of steam. So we're gonna give it 5-10 minutes. We're gonna keep children or other people away from it. And once it's stopped, you can move on to getting something to eat your chickpea curry with. Everyone's different. Some people like to have it with a little bit of rice, like I have over here. Some people like to have it with naan, or even something like paratha, roti, pita bread. You have so many different options. I'm gonna let you guys choose what you'd like, and in 5-10 minutes, we'll see what our chickpea curry looks like. All right, so our 10 minutes is up, and as you're starting to notice, we don't have a lot of the pressure getting released anymore, so I think it's pretty safe to go ahead and remove the lid. It's going to be the opposite of what we did last time. So remember how last time we were looking for the two ends of the top or the lid of our Instant Pot, and we were aligning them with the two handles of the bottom of the pot? We're going to do the opposite today. We're going to take our hand, place it on this top part of the lid. It's going to be a handle. So if you're trying to feel around for it, there's a handle on top of the lid. Try to still keep your distance even though your hand is on the lid. So I'm just going to move back a little bit more. Even though there's no pressure being released anymore, there is always going to be that heat. So personally, I'm very sensitive to the heat, and I'm just going to turn it like this while keeping a distance and remove the lid. So I'm just going to wiggle with it like that. Awesome, very good. And the thing about working with a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot is that you're not always going to really know what's happening inside. So for here, I can sense that my chana masala is a little bit watery. There's no problem with that. I'm going to use my ladle and kind of just mix it all together and see how much liquid we really have. I'm just going to mix it like this, and I'm seeing that it's actually not that bad. I'm just going to have to maybe put it on saute mode for a little bit longer to have the water evaporate, and I can go ahead and serve it. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes, put this on saute mode, and show you guys what the real chana masala is going to look like when we have a lot of that moisture and that fluid evaporate further. All right, alhamdulillah, we've waited a few more minutes, and I'm starting to notice that there is bubbling, and we know what bubbling means. Bubbling means that there's some evaporation happening and some more of the fluid is going away. And if I were to pull back my ladle like this, you'll start to notice that you can almost hear the liquid that's coming back to the bottom of the pan, almost not burning, but starting to evaporate as well, which is really good. So keep mixing it like that. But everyone in your family, or for those of you who are living alone, you might have certain preferences. Some people like to have their chana masala a little bit more watery, their chickpea curry, and that's totally fine. If that's the case, you can start plating now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a large bowl, and I love working with large decorative bowls because, you know, it's the pandemic. We don't have the opportunity to really invite people over. But you are your own guest sometimes. It's good to try to treat yourself to a nice, fancy, home-cooked meal. And so I love to use nice bowls for that. I think it's really great. Let me just add a little bit more. And you can choose to be even more fancy if you wish. You can go ahead and garnish this with a lot of cilantro, and you can serve it with different types of things. So as I was saying earlier, you can serve it with some brown rice like I have over here. I might even end up cooking it in some of the fluid that's left behind from our chana masala. You can have it with puri like someone over here said. You can make it with some of your naan and serve it with some paratha or roti. The choice is yours. So as you can see, this was really quick, it's really healthy, and it smells really nice too. So go ahead and make it at home and let us know how it goes. Maybe take a picture and send it in to the Dean Support Services and let us know how you made your chana masala. How did you make it your own? We would really love to see that. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.